Welcome back to the Union Pacific Cascade Subdivision. Today's video we're following the northbound manifest MKFEU, the daily manifest between Klamath Falls, Oregon and Eugene, Oregon. As it heads down the hill, it'll make a stop in Oakridge to swap out some boxcars for the Pope Talbot paper mill. Here our train is rounding one of the bigger loops on the upper portion of the layout. Where the locomotives are now will be a tunnel. Comes out of a series of tunnels here into a snow shed and tunnels, and eventually across Noisy Creek Trestle, which is one of multiple high steel trestles on the Cascade Subdivision. Continuing through fields, the train will cross the permanent duck under at the entrance to the layout, and we'll see it again as it rounds the curve at Wikipedia before entering the helix. Here the train is rounding the bend at Wikipedia, right at the entrance to the helix. The helix connects the mid and upper levels with the lower level. It's about 2.5 turns, with 4-inch spacing between each deck. The train will now enter the siding in Oakridge. Can be heard here blowing its horn as it crosses Beach Street. Once the train is in the clear of the siding, it'll come to a stop and begin swapping out cars in Oakridge. The train is going to come to a stop here in Oakridge once it is in the clear of Beach Street and the siding, and then it'll begin swapping out cars for Pope Talbot. Today we're picking up 2 cars, a CN Boxcar and a Wisconsin Central Boxcar, which are just sitting on the other side of our locomotives here. And we will be dropping out the 3 boxcars at the front of our train. The CN boxcar will continue north on this train into Eugene and then be put on another train which will head north to Portland. There in Portland, it'll be handed over to the BNSF and taken east to Whitefish, Montana. Will be put on a local, and it is destined for a warehouse in Columbia Falls, Montana. The train is now backing into the yard here at Oakridge. The yard serves 2 purposes. One, it is a place for dropping off and swapping out cars that will then be taken over to the Pope Talbot Mill. And secondly, it is a maintenance of way and helper facility for the Cascade Sub. There are 2 designations for manifest freight that run over the Cascade Sub. The M designation signifies a manifest, and these trains will make any setouts and pickups here in Oakridge for Pope and Talbot, both northbound and southbound trains. And then the Q designation is more of a longer run freight that won't make any setouts and pickouts, but will just run through. Power reconnect with the train here, get clearance from dispatch, and continue its journey northbound. Here our train is rounding the bend at the north end of Oakridge, right at the start of where scenery has begun on the layout. Catch our train one more time, exiting Tunnel 22 in West Fur, Oregon, which is just to the northeast of Oakridge. This is the last modeled portion of the Cascade Sub. Well, technically the Brooklyn subdivision, before the train will go into staging at Eugene and points north. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short operation video as we followed a manifest train over the Cascade Subdivision. Be sure to subscribe and like this video, as well as check out the BNSF Plains Division, which is Railfan 220's channel for part 2 where the boxcar will be dropped off in Columbia Falls.